Hello and welcome to Zeta's Chivalry 2 Survival Run. Today's map is Slaughter of Coxwell, and we're playing as a defender with a longsword. I just joined the server and apparently the peasant stage is already over, so it's actually easier for me now, and let's jump in. So immediately I can tell you a bit about the longsword. It's a good weapon, especially excels in dueling, one against one, but for one against many it lacks a bit of oomph in my opinion. So axe is better in those regards, but if you're dueling, I don't think there is anything better than to have a longsword right by your side. So now the stage, basically we have to defend the village from enemies tossing flaming stuff onto the roofs of them and trying to burn them. So it's really hard to defend. Also, if you don't know, that you can actually extinguish a fire a bit by somewhat, so enemy need to first off ignite it, and then only then they can get the torches from the fireplace. That's a small trick. Unfortunately, you don't get any objective points for it. Doesn't matter. So the fight is going so far well. Now I received one hit from battle axe, a really distinct sound when you are hit with battle axe. And I was able... no, not yet. I wanted to say I was able to defend, and I did. So enemy lost his torch and he didn't go for objective. I noticed that I lack bandage, so my thinking is immediately go to the armor crate and get the bandage. So that's why I go. And I also see enemy here. Not sure what he's doing here. And he receives a throwing dagger. So yeah, there was no need for me to go there and risk, since I was low on HP anyway. But throwing daggers did the trick at this time. So now I have to go back to the objective. I could hide in the bush in the front and go up the ramp. But I can also just hide here near the chicken coop and wait for enemy to pass and for forward spawn to take me back to the objective. And this way, believe it or not, I'll be closer to ballista than people who are spawning and moving there. So now I can train my skills with ballista. I think I'm pretty proficient with it. I mean, sometimes it don't hit, yes, but usually I'm quite adept with it. So let's see. Yeah, two shots, 2 hits. Let's see if that continues. I mean, at the moment there's no point for me to go down there and just do melees with enemies. So instead, just enjoying ballista. For some reason this did not land, and the reason why it did not, because the enemy archer was killed before by another ballista. So that's alright, I still hit the mark. This one unfortunately hit also friendly. So I did apologize in the chat. So that's again I think 5th shot and the 5th hit. So ballistas are really OP, and that's a 6 in a row. So yeah, ballista is really OP. Please practice, but once you get a hang of it, it's really one of the best things this game can offer. Satisfaction wise too. I mean, you can easily kill quite a few people with one shot. I mean, some of them friendlies, as you have seen. I'm not saying that should be done, but things happen. Just being honest and apologizing is better than, you know, saying that you killed the enemy still. And now just waving my sword around the enemy and finding the bodies. The German damage wise, again, it's not too bad. Of course, it does not have the armor amplification as for example any blunt weapon do or axe, but it's still it's very quick. So again, you won't be able to shot anybody. Probably you could do that to an archer, but other than that, not really, unless you're doing the special attacks. So then yes, the special attack is quite interesting here. It's a bit different from other weapons because it uses the Mordhau, the Death Strike. I think that's from German language. So it's a good mechanic. Of course, it ideally should be doing blunt damage probably, unless the quilons or the the guard on the handle are sharpened, so in that way it's piercing damage. Yeah, not sure about that, about the mechanic. But if you hit it with a pommel, that definitely should be a blunt damage. Anyway, that's not important. Let's continue. So far I'm not trying to get in the front because I know that's where enemy spawns. So I need to be very accurate when I want to engage. And also I really like to employ the trick of going forward, going back, then jumping and looking around my shoulder, and then you know, turning back again. This way I get the situational awareness. I'm reading the situation, and then think how I should engage and whether or not I need to block at the time. So I had to block when I did it. Sometimes, by the way, it is quite important to miss your hits. You won't believe it, but especially if you are fighting 2 against 1, it's very good if you miss your hit, especially if enemy tries to counter your hit. So if you miss intentionally and just bury it in the ground, then enemy does not have an active parry. So yeah, use that. Be smarter than others. Sometimes you have to not hit in order for your team to be successful. So yeah, I just moved to a safer location at the moment because enemy is breaking the barricade, and then greater numbers. So there's no need for me to dispatch of my life so easily. Instead, I'm picking my fights. This is not the fight I need to pick at the moment. So I'm reconsidering my life and fight choices at the moment. Grabbing additional health bandage. Not sure if I had it, but I was next to the ammo crate, so I picked it up anyway. And here we have some advantage in numbers, and I easily score a kill. So yeah, pick a fight you can win. I see 2 enemies are assaulting, and I see there is also one hit item still hanging, the fireplace that is above me. I can be killed with one thrown weapon or, you know, projectile. So when you're fighting there, just think about it. If possible, just retreat. It's not beneficial for you to risk your life fighting in such circumstances. Not only because of enemies, but also friendlies like to use those, you know, whatever, the lampposts. So yeah, don't fight over there. Also, now I picked up the gold crate and I just brought it to the gold cart. That way I received some additional objective points. And also, I mean, enemy could not pick it up from the ground. Not sure if that was important, but I still got additional points. And now here we have advantage and a mod cow on the enemy. Quite easy here because enemy did not even see me or block my hits. Just come from behind and kill them. And now I see quite a big chunk of people are coming here and they're not friendly. So just run back and now I'll try to engage from a more favorable position. I still see there's quite a few enemies here. There's still, I mean, I can't engage alone and I'm now under fire. It's alright, there is a well here. You can grab some food, edible fishes here to eat. And now we can continue back to, you know, trying to stop the enemy of taking objective. Again, I see the lamppost being available. So that also tells a bit that probably on this server there's not too many experienced people. Because usually, oh now the lamppost here is gone. So it's okay, so they're not that bad. But usually if there are more newer players, they don't know this mechanic that you can throw something into the, you know, something that's hanging above other people and then activate it to get the insta kills. But here I can see that quite a few of them were used. So this means that enemy team and our team are competent. Let's see. So yeah, we're doing good effort here. I mean, enemy has only 2 minutes left. Still, it's pretty hard to defend this objective. I mean, it's not the hardest one, but it's still pretty hard. The hardest one probably is the gate. Never seen map in there. Anyway, my job is just to, I mean, I cannot contest really the gold cart that is next to the enemy spawn. Just because I will be overpowered, so I don't. There will be times for fights, but it's not now. And now we lost the objective. It was expected. Now we move back. There is only one way you can go back. It's either forward spawn or the middle entrance to another keep. But I use the forward spawn. That way I don't need to check if I have bandages or not. They are replenished automatically on respawn. So yeah, this objective is slightly easier to defend. But still, I mean, if enemy team is competent, that doesn't usually happen. So enemy will definitely sally out through one of those 3 entrances. That's left, middle, or right. And I see left is already having some difficulties. I see some people have passed quite far into our objective. Now enemy using active parry. Very nice. Also was knocked. Luckily it was friendly team that actually got a spawn wave, just came in and saved my terrible engagement here. I mean, I can't believe it that I fell for such swings. It's alright, things happen. I mean, everybody does mistakes. And now my Mordhau does not land. So yeah, I'm not proficient with this weapon, so some animations still need time to get used to. But, you know, on the swings and overheads I'm fine, and stabs too. But special attacks still takes time to master or get used to. So using again some edibles to replenish my health, because I don't really want to go for the ammo crate yet. And I see a lot of people here. Stab in the face. Now this is not a bad player, the enemy player. I've fought him before. He's not bad. Yeah, just used the counter correctly. And still he succumbed to 2 against 1. But he was a good player. I mean, from what I can tell, his movement and his parries and blocks were quite decent. His position was not smart, I mean, but other than that, he was decent. And now, see, I activated the hanging, fireplace, and got an insta-kill. And that's the same person. I'm not sure what's his B, but I think he's going for archers, because he's basically going into our spawn. For no other reason that, I mean, he gets killed all the time, but still. He goes for our spawn, so I guess he saw some archers and wants to get to them. It's not smart, or unless maybe take some gold or behind our backs. That could be too. Not sure, but anyway, I would not do it. I mean, for archers, yes, but for gold objective, no. Again, activated the fireplace that was hanging. Now I'm fighting against a guy who has a shield. He has advantage in stamina, because he's not using stamina to block, he's using health of his shield. But now I think I reduced it to quite a low number. This enemy is not particularly keen on continue dueling. He retreats and then caught off guard by my friendlies. Now my Mordhau landed on an enemy, pretty nice, but also not being able to land. I mean, now I do. So yeah, all weapons need some time to get accustomed to, and much more time to get really good with it. Longsword is middle of the road. I mean, if you're a newer player, I would suggest just go for Messer. I mean, Greatsword still requires a bit more finesse, but Messer is not. I mean, you don't need to overhead with Messer. It's enough for you to do left and right swings. But having overheads and stabs always helps. And now just getting a lot of kills by attacking enemy from behind or from the front wherever he opposes me. Now I am out of stamina. Need to think carefully how can I engage, and still fell down one enemy and received I think a throwing axe or something. Yeah, throwing axe. The axe is clinging to my knee. Was quite I mean, quite risky situation. I was quite low on HP. Still retreated fine. And now objective is moving, so I need to find a safe spot to be able to do forward spawns. And I'm just overlooking left and right to see if enemy is coming, so I would choose what to do next. So I decided to go deeper into the no zone, and now I receive a prompt that I can do forward spawn. And that's how I'll get to the last objective without moving through the gate and certainly dying. So now in the stage I have to survive. That's basically it. Because there will be a lot of enemies coming for me, because once there are only very few defenders left, the knight defenders, not the peasant defenders, then what happens is that you can see through the map the location of defender. I mean, there's something above, I mean, some UI icon on top of the last defenders, so you can be found anyway. So yeah, we'll see. But usually I plan on surviving here too. I mean, I worked so much, why not now? Got caught on fire. There's quite a few here instant death items too, especially next to those poles in the middle. There are at least one on each one. And now I'm really thinking, yeah, now I'll activate them. Just ensure that they do not hit me. And also got a kill. Finished down enemy. Pretty easy, but I didn't want to continue fighting there because I saw that the enemy has an upper hand. So yeah, just figuring out, I mean, keeping up your position, smart, and being smart about it, because we need to reduce the amount of casualties we take. And I can go and help and revive friendlies as much as I can, but again, my life is more important than reviving friendlies if I risk my life for it. Now I just got sick and tired of this hanging item, the instant death item, the Sword of Damocles, if you know what that means. Something that means inevitable death or inevitable thing to be happening. So I get rid of it, so it's not triggered by enemy or friends, but triggered by me when I'm safe. And now again, another enemy down. Of course, some issue with ranging. I need to be mindful that this is not a great sword, and I need to, you know, get closer to the enemy to get in range. It's alright. Now we have 2 minutes and a bit left for this map to go, if we're successful in defending. Let's see, I'm again using all my repertoire of one-handed weapons to throw at the enemy, alas to no result. So now I know that if I'm gonna lose stamina, I also won't have any weapon to fight with. So need to think about the strategy and go back if I can to the crate or where the weapon dispensary is. There are some crates on some maps where you can pick up the sword. There are some also, you might, wood chopping blocks where you can find axes. So here, for example, I see the barrel of weapons, and I take the longsword. Longsword's smaller brother, the sword, and put it into my second weapon slot. So yeah, 1 minute 20 seconds left. We're close to, yeah, we now already have lost all our knights, so knights will not be spawning anymore, only peasants. They're still good as meat shield, and thank god they're spawning, so they help to take all attention from me and from other knights or from other, you know, non-peasant characters, because enemy needs to go for peasants too. So it's a good cannon fodder. Again, replenishing my health. The last 50 seconds left, and we're doing fine. I mean, I'm doing fine at least. I see numbers of our knights is dwindling. Let's see if we can survive another 30 seconds. So again, being smart about my health. Going back. Pheasants are not yet spawning, so I need to use my longsword to get rid of enemy. Okay, one is down. Very nice drag. And now I'm not sure what to do. Enemy decides to heal and receives immediately punishment. And now there's 13 seconds left. There's 12 seconds left, and I think I'm the only non-peasant character. So my team depends on me to survive in order to win. And still the game is ending, and we won miraculously. I scored 45 kills and enjoyed the game. Hope you did too. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.